All right, here's the fake sun directly over my head. This is called crossing path, license 1597033. That is a minion. That is the same, looks like Summers, that is group stalking in the parking lot, while the light source is now over the Fontana Police Department, license 1548427. I understand what that demon is doing, stalking in the path with light. All right, while I'm in operation of my communication device, while Summers drives here, that minion drives there. They're engaging in what is pacing conduct. They're crossing path, and they're doing so under the fake sun, which is over the Fontana Police Department at 17005 Upland Avenue in Fontana, California. This is not possibly the sun. The entity is maintaining a light source over me as I am on, for example, on April 17, 2022, just to remind you, I go from Ontario to Upland at the Farmer Boys, and then to U.S. Bank on Foothill Boulevard, remaining in Upland, and then going to what is Pomona, California, where I'm documenting the Pomona Police Department under the fake sun that remains over me on Holt Avenue, and at the Grand Gas venue right there, coming from the 99-cent store. The entity then remains over me as I arrive in Montclair, never coming toward Fontana. I remain at Montclair until the end of the day, where the entity kept the fake sun until the evening, which I also reminded you about as I went to Ontario from Montclair, and reminded you about Sergeant Rice, the demon-possessed group stalker affiliated with the Fontana Police Department, who's group stalking on this street, where the entity kept the fake sun over this Seville, the same Seville that I documented this morning before I went into the library, the Fontana Lewis Library, where the entity keeps the fake sun not over the police department. It's right here over me at the police department, because this is revealing who are the puppets of Satan engaging in this criminal system of surveillance, engaging in the exercise of fictitious authority. And Officer Summers, who puts his hands on me, that's an assault and battery by an entity engaged in federal stalking, present pursuant to what is criminal summoning. This is the grounds of federal prison for not only Stephanie Ortiz, you're talking about the people of the state who are engaging in that criminal act with her. They're monitoring together, all of them of the same condition, demons, who are under the fake sun, which is in no way over the Holt Avenue, while the entity is keeping a fake sun over me in Pomona, California, and then arriving to Montclair, which I capture on video at 2:22 p.m. All right, and I remain there. I do not come to Fontana. Last Sunday, however, I went from Montclair in the morning to coming to Fontana in the afternoon. By the way, 1:16 p.m. I'm on Sierra Avenue coming from Montclair. This is speaking to what is, again, stalking with a light source. That's what's underway right here at the Fontana Police Department, where the demons that they are, they're pacing in relevant position, monitoring, aware of everything that I just recited on my podcast about their license plates, monitoring as an entity, doing so under what is the fake sun, which is also not possibly the sun, at 1:47 p.m. It's over my head. And guess where it is as I stood here on April 15th, 2022, documenting that which is not the sun. You're talking about what is at 6 p.m. That's in excess of 5 hours later. And you're looking at a demon that's of the Fontana Police Department crossing path, his directed light. He's standing in directed light, and his shadow is appearing. Not only is it on his left side, but it's also moving across the curb. I pointed that out. It's 6 hours. I'm sorry. It's 1:48 p.m. The entity's keeping a fake sun over me. That's not the sun that's going to remain here and be present at any time over a single property for an excess of, what you're talking about, what, 5 hours from now? Yeah, you're talking about the entity that's keeping the light source over me, and then also, that's just while I stood here. Remember, at 7 o'clock, it's in alignment with me on that same street, Seville, okay, where Sergeant Rice, group stalking, okay, 7:03 p.m., not the sun, okay, that's 6 hours from now. That's the entity engaging in stalking with light. Also mutually exclusive to it being present over me, where I remain in Ontario, California. This is the criminal system that is underway while I'm documenting the sex offender that is Stephanie Ortiz. Engaging in what is obstruction of justice, where the entity is threatening your life, engaging in what is an act of obstruction of justice while you're documenting it. It is an ongoing threat while there is an ongoing emergency for so long as the entity is constantly monitoring you, okay? This is monitoring that's ongoing at a police station. There's no respect of persons. First of all, it's demonic. This is terrorism. And then you have what is arriving pursuant to what is criminal summoning. All right, 8FQW687. This is called crossing path. All right, that's called directed light. It's not even the sun. That's a demon. They're monitoring at what is the criminal establishment that is the Fontana Police Department, 17005 Upland Avenue. They're monitoring with the demons that fill the inside of that venue. Stephanie Ortiz engaging in what is playing. She's playing. It's a bad actress, okay? You don't have to get on the phone and call any of these demons. They're monitoring, okay? So you have a demon that's already engaged in the P.O.C. arriving, putting his hands on me, crossing path while they know that he knows that I'm here documenting. He's group stalking, literally, on video, and doing so under what is the fake sun that is not going to remain present. The actual sun will never be present over the same property, in perfect alignment with me as I stood here, as I documented on April 15, 2022, after 6 p.m. This is called pacing. This is the city of Fontana. It's one demon after another. It's one entity. It's pacing. And the light source is remaining over me as I'm in the city of Fontana, by the way. It's I'm arriving at approximately 9:48 in the morning. It's 1:50 p.m. All right, the entity is keeping the fake sun over me everywhere that I go, and that's prefacing what is the grounds of federal prison. Stephanie Ortiz is going to federal prison. That is license 1253615. It's not just Stephanie Ortiz, though. She's representing, understanding the template for the people of the state actors and third parties alike, monitoring. The demon-possessed agency, that is the Fontana Police Department, monitoring. Engaging and arriving pursuant to what is criminal summoning, federal prison. This is the same exact venue where after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, the entity is stalking me, following me on this street, flying over the Fontana Police Department, flying in circles over me at the Fontana Lewis Library, where they are monitoring and they are hostile to the fact that I am documenting their criminal and sexually violent conduct. They are monitoring me while I'm in the bathroom, while demons are going inside, congregating outside of the bathroom, monitoring together. And then you're summoning these demons. They're all going to federal prison, okay? It's currently 1:51 p.m., and this is the presence of a fake sun. That was an act of obstruction of justice that I documented on my podcast, and I'm coming to add more license plates. This is another method of crossing path. This is pacing conduct. In and out through the gate, crossing path on the road, under what is the fake sun. This is demonic activity. This is the entity that is engaging in what is that ongoing conduct while it is monitoring documentation, and that is, again, placing your hands on me while you're already engaging and waging a threat. That is the Fontana Police, this demon going by Summers, all right? Going to federal prison for criminal summoning, period. You're talking about what is an escalation of that while you are exercising what is force that you have no right to engage in. And let me be clear, obstruction of justice while the entity is monitoring, you are talking about what is necessary, what is of the essence, and that is time. So you're talking, I'm establishing precedent, but the ordinary target individual, this is an unlawful threat and obstruction of justice while Stephanie Ortiz is engaging in what is seeking to threaten and criminally summon the entity with whom she's monitoring inside of that venue, where the entity moves the fake sun from remaining over that roof because I'm not in that side of that building anymore. All right. And doing so while they are monitoring the fact that I am documenting the fact that they are sex offenders, which is what the entity is. Okay. This is P.O.C. It's currently 1:52 p.m. And let me just point something out. Common sense, big picture, take a step back, remain cognizant of the big picture. At no time ever is the actual sun remaining present over, this is the same street, Seville, while it's over my head right here at 1:52 p.m. Seville is the same street that I was on this morning before I entered inside of the Fontana Lewis Library, here as early as what is 8:56 in the morning. This is literally diagonally across from the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, and here at 6:02 p.m. That's not the sun, under no circumstances. And this is in no way obstructing my ability to establish precedent and what shall be the result, which is federal prison for these sex-offending, demon-possessed, group-stalking minions, okay, who are the template for how you will prosecute and how you will bind Satan itself, that's using a government, using a people, using criminals that are in positions that they have no business in. Engaging in criminal activity with the people of the state, that's what you're looking at while they're driving onto the property, pacing around, crossing path, living in relevant position, okay? This is the P.O.C. It is currently 1:53 p.m.